Now, Manny has a lot of experience, at the highest level and competing at the highest level, and that makes this that much more interesting. But like I said before, there's no blueprint on how to beat Floyd Mayweather, and he can tell you that himself.
He's older than me. Oh, I'm still young, so and I'm always active with this sport. So what I have done and accomplished in boxing, I think it's one of a kind because to get a different weight division is not that easy. I'm just saying this to repeat, you might forget that accomplishment. So to be the greatest boxer in the world is to know how to, of course, be compassionate and to show the people that you're really a fighter.
Well, I don't. Everybody, we all live our lives the way we want to live our lives. Everyone in this room have family, have friends. But when it comes to this, when it comes to boxing and competing and being the best, I'm not here to talk about what you did on the outside. I'm not here to talk about what nobody else did on the outside.
The highly anticipated rematch between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao is building serious momentum after their initial showdown generated an astonishing $600 million mega fight.
What's going on inside that square circle? I'm the best. No matter how you rate it, no matter how you cut it, no matter how you slice it, no matter if you go to 100 years back, 300 years back, all the way to now, there's only one best. And
Pacquiao believes this is the perfect moment for a rematch with Floyd Mayweather, noting that Mayweather is getting ready to come out of retirement while he feels himself in excellent shape.
Now, 11 years after the first fight, why is now the right time for this rematch?
It just happened that I'm still active in boxing, and he come out from retirement, so and he decided to do it again. So this is it. Like I'm so excited for.
Netflix has officially announced the blockbuster showdown between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao set for September 19th, 2026. The news has sent shockwaves through the boxing world, with fans already expecting a record-breaking event.
Jr. and Manny Pacquiao will rematch coming up this year, September 19th in Las Vegas at the Sphere. 11 years after their first fight in May of 2015, that still holds the record for the biggest pay-per-view of all time in the world of boxing and the biggest gate ever for a boxing event. But the platform is not Showtime Boxing, not Paramount Plus, not DAZN. The platform will be...
Their first meeting in 2015 was historic. Considered the biggest fight in boxing history, it broke pay-per-view and revenue records, capturing worldwide attention as Floyd Mayweather defeated Manny Pacquiao in Las Vegas, creating a cultural sports moment that reached far beyond boxing and into mainstream entertainment.
First fight in 2015, which, like I mentioned, is still the biggest pay-per-view to date in the world of boxing. The most pay-per-view buys, followed by Mayweather versus McGregor, as well as the biggest gate. And honestly, that first fight, I was there in person. I lived it. I followed Manny around pretty much the whole entire camp. The buzz and the buildup for it has still been unmatched. Even that fight week, the buzz and the buildup is still unmatched. Like, the amount of press members that went to cover that fight that week, usually they set up a press room, and that press room was freaking packed the first day we got there, which was on a Tuesday. Still, I've been to hundreds and hundreds of fights, the biggest fights, and I've been doing this for a long time now. That's still the amount of attention, the amount of buzz has yet to be matched. In case you needed to be reminded, Manny and Floyd fought back in May of 2015 in what was literally, and this word gets used over and over again, fight of the century. All these other fights that have happened since this Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, and they try to label themselves fight of the century, it's all cap. It doesn't matter. This literally, Mayweather and Pacquiao, the first fight, was the fight of the century. I got photos, I got videos, I got texts from people in San Diego, in other cities, waiting outside of bars. They were outside in the streets, huddled together, trying to watch the fight, not even in the bars, in the establishments. So that tells you like how big that fight was.
Pacquiao says he gained valuable lessons from his first bout with Floyd and believes that experience will leave him better prepared this time. He added that both fighters are more mature now and hopes to avoid the issues from the past as he prepares for their rematch.
Event. The last time you and Mayweather stepped into a ring, it was 2015, over a decade ago. Is there anything you can learn from that fight heading into September's bout?
Oh yeah, I learned a lot on that fight. Way back 2015, I think we become mature right now and how to handle it, and like, you know, I hope that it will not happen again, like the way it is last 2015. You know, it's the experience is like not really 100%, but I'm hoping for this time around no more excuses, especially to my condition and also for everything. Like I'm so excited.
Pac-Man Pacquiao has openly acknowledged that he went into his 2015 fight with Floyd Mayweather less than fully fit due to a right shoulder injury sustained in training, which restricted his ability to throw punches properly.
The first time around, I think it was a shoulder, right? Was it a shoulder issue that you were fighting through, popped up during training? To the fans who are excited about this, but a little bit worried about another injury coming up, because we're all 11 years older than we were back in 2015. To them and their concerns, you say what?
Well, both of us are disciplined fighters, so him and me, we taking care of our body, and we always work out almost every day and playing basketball like that. So right now, I still can fight. Like I feel like I'm still young. I mean,
yeah. Floyd Mayweather has already resumed intense ring training as he prepares to end his 9-year retirement and fight again this year, working out in the gym and sharing training footage.
Watch it. I said that like I have my distance. That's why I stepped in. See, I have my distance. Fighters don't know their distance. You gotta know your distance. Hey, Jay. I get touched the gun. Hey, Jay. Hey, Jay. Hey, Jay. Hey, Jay. Hey, Jay.
Former world champion Timothy Bradley Jr. shared his thoughts on the upcoming Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao rematch, stating that Netflix is investing in premium content. He added that the fight is ultimately driven by money and entertainment rather than pure competition.
Yo, Tim the Storm Bradley, you already know the damn rest. Look, I just got notice that Manny Pacquiao Mayweather about to go back at it in September. So a lot of guys coming out of retirement getting that Netflix money. Netflix is willing to pay for content, man, especially if you're popular. You know, they did Jake Paul. Jake Paul opened his damn door. Gotta give it up for him. He opened his door. And Mike Tyson, they've done other events as well. You know, Katie Taylor and Serrano as well. However, I was thinking De La Hoya was next. De La Hoya, you coming out of retirement? Clap back Thursdays. Nah, bring your ass out of retirement, big dog.
Instead of the usual pay-per-view model, Netflix's global reach and subscriber base offer huge commercial opportunities through subscriptions, sponsorships, merchandise, and international exposure, making the event one of the biggest sporting nights of the year.
Boxing history, you know, if you don't adjust for inflation, et cetera, or tickets sold, et cetera. You know, Joe Louis and Max Schmeling, the rematch, Ali and Frazier, the first fight. These were the biggest fights in boxing history. But Mayweather and Pacquiao was easily the biggest fight of its era, of the generation. And it was the highest grossing fight of all time.
By far.
Because it 4.4 million pay-per-view buys at $100 a pop. Do the math, right? It's interesting because Netflix is obviously in the business of, you said, eventizing.
Yes.
Everyone, they want enormous events that become shared experiences. In a way, in this day and age, partly because of delivery systems of content like Netflix, everything is so niche. You know, everything is so compartmentalized that there's very few shared experiences. It's one of the reasons that the NFL is such a big deal, because the NFL can get tens of millions of people.
Many fans and commentators think Floyd Mayweather's return to the ring is motivated more by money than by sporting ambition, citing his history of high-paying exhibition fights and flashy lifestyle as evidence that he fights primarily for big paydays rather than competition.
Problem, of course, his situation's unstable. I mean, this is about as predictable as anything I could imagine. Steve, how old is Floyd at this point?
47, and he has not had a real fight since 2015 when he beat Berto. Then he had the foray against Conor McGregor 2017, and he's done some exhibitions. And I don't know if you know this, Jason, but he actually made an official announcement with the press release. I'm unretiring, get this, after my exhibition with Mike Tyson in April.
I heard this, yeah.
So that's in the Congo, Rumble in the Jungle Part 2. But yeah, it's for the money. If you, just Google Floyd's name and the IRS. All the news is out there. He owes jewelers money. There's back paid rent for real estate in New York. It's clear that he is now part of the no money team, which is very ironic. And
Mayweather is facing a major lawsuit concerning his financial dealings, including claims against former business associates and promotional partners. Reports indicate he has filed legal action alleging that his longtime advisor, Al Heyman, and Showtime Sports were involved in a scheme that cost him hundreds of millions of dollars, prompting him to seek recovery of those funds and damages.
If you look at the article on Boxing Scene, something doesn't smell right about it. A couple things that don't smell right is it's 10 years after the fact. There are an army of attorneys, lawyers, accountants making sure boxers get paid at Floyd's level. And the idea that Floyd could be in a position where he's starting to run out of money and is looking for a reason that this money isn't his anymore. Paulie, what the first thing that jumps out at you about this amount, about the timing, about everything about this lawsuit, what jumps to your mind first, Paulie, when you think about it, as a boxer on the inside?
What jumps to my mind first is probably the beginning is the 10 years later.
Yeah,
same. I'm very curious about, you know, I don't want to say the veracity, because obviously that's the strong word to use in this situation, because
Rayleigh, Romero has added his voice to the Mayweather-Pacquiao rematch hype, echoing the common view among fighters and influencers that Floyd Mayweather is likely to defeat Manny Pacquiao again. Although Romero hasn't faced either fighter, his confidence in Floyd reflects a broader belief that Mayweather's defensive skill and experience make him a formidable challenge, especially at this stage in both careers. This view is shared by other notable figures like Conor McGregor, who also predicts Mayweather will win the 2026 rematch. Fans see this as part of the narrative that Mayweather's strategic style and unbeaten record keep him ahead, even in a bout driven largely by entertainment and commercial appeal.
Come today, official now, Floyd Mayweather returns to the ring against Manny Pacquiao in the rematch. What did you think about that fight?
I don't think anyone was expecting that, was they? Seems like things can happen very quickly.
Was it correct that you were in talks with Manny Pacquiao at one point? How far did they get?
I mean, you didn't see Sean Gibbons and call me out like I don't know how many times, all that stuff, right? It just, it's complicated.
Oscar De La Hoya recently predicted that Floyd Mayweather will win the rematch against Manny Pacquiao, praising Mayweather's exceptional defensive skills and his ability to control the pace of a fight. He also highlighted Floyd's ring intelligence, noting that Mayweather reads opponents better than anyone and exploits their weaknesses with precision and timing.
What to understand is he's always taking care of himself, like, his body, physically, mentally. He's always been very sharp and always staying in the gym and doing something physically, right? That's the big advantage he has. I mean, he's an athlete. He's a world-class athlete. Watching Pacquiao's last fight, yeah, you kind of feel bad. You kind of feel bad for him, and even though he did win and he did, I guess, pull off a surprise in his last fight with a draw against the world champion, but still, you tend to kind of like feel bad because it's not the same Pacquiao. It's definitely not the same Pacquiao I faced. That's for sure. The one that put me on my stool in the night.
Beyond his skills, De La Hoya pointed to Mayweather's vast experience at the highest levels of boxing as a key advantage, noting that he has consistently faced top opponents and adapted flawlessly. While acknowledging Pacquiao's legendary speed and power, De La Hoya believes Floyd's mix of defense, strategy, and veteran savvy makes him the clear favorite to win again.
Real fight with the real rules, then yeah, it's an okay night for boxing.
Who would you back? Who do you think would win it? If it's a real fight, because that's what Pacquiao wants, it seems.
Yeah, I think Mayweather will.
David Benavidez has always been brutally honest about boxing's biggest stories. Regarding Pacquiao's return and the Mayweather rematch buzz, he would likely respect Pacquiao's legacy, but question his effectiveness past his prime. At 47, Pacquiao isn't the same force, while Mayweather's movement, ring IQ, and undefeated record give him a clear advantage.
Do a professional fight.
What did you say?
There's word that potentially Floyd might come out and do a professional fight.
Oh yeah?
What's your thoughts on it, as a fan?
I mean, as a fan, I feel like I see what they're doing. They see like the influencers just turned it into like, I'm not gonna say a whole circus show, but I feel like they see if these people can come in here and make all this money, then why can't the legends of boxing do that? I feel like they're all the legends of boxing looking at that. And I don't have a problem with them coming back and fighting, but I mean, it's not as exciting as it once was, you know what I mean? I mean, Floyd Mayweather's Floyd Mayweather, but who's he gonna fight? I mean, unless he fights Pacquiao again, I would love to see that.
How do you think a Pacquiao-Floyd rematch would go?
I don't know, but I would love to see it. I mean, if Floyd Mayweather is still who he is, I think Floyd Mayweather will win, but I don't know, we have to see. You know, they're both older guys. I think Floyd is 50, you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to disrespect in any type of way, but he's a 50-year-old man, you know what I mean? Pacquiao is a 40.
Like Benavidez, many boxing analysts argue that a rematch between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao isn't really needed from a sporting perspective, since their first fight had a clear unanimous winner. Mayweather dominated the bout, earning a unanimous decision on all three judges' scorecards, leaving little doubt about who was better that night. Critics also note that despite its huge commercial success, the original fight lacked the competitive drama fans expected, as Mayweather's defensive mastery neutralized Pacquiao's offense. Given that decisive result and the age of both fighters, many commentators believe a second meeting isn't necessary purely for sport, even if the financial incentives are massive.
Wait, what? Why? They fought the first time, okay? Like that chapter was closed. We got a definitive winner. It was Floyd. Floyd definitively won. The fight wasn't as competitive as we all thought it was. And that's that, right? Even though Manny did say after the fight that he suffered a shoulder injury prior to that, and that he couldn't really use his shoulder too much. But you know, it's a strange time that we're in right now in boxing with some of these fights that we're getting. The reason why I'm a little mixed is, yeah, you know, that's the cynical side of me, but the other side of me is a little bit partial to Manny in terms of what I just listed right there with the shoulder injury. You know, he went into that fight with the biggest pay-per-view of all time, the biggest probably viewing audience of all time in terms of a fight.
Veteran analyst Simon Jordan also dismissed the idea that a Mayweather-Pacquiao rematch holds genuine sporting intrigue. He argued that the first fight already produced a clear result, with Mayweather winning convincingly on the scorecards. Jordan noted that Pacquiao's recent performances suggest he's near the end of his career, while Mayweather has focused mainly on exhibitions rather than serious competition. In his view, the event is driven more by business than by boxing, with platforms like Netflix treating sport as entertainment, investing in headline attractions to attract subscribers and generate publicity. With hundreds of millions of users worldwide, even a small rise in subscriptions can justify the massive financial outlay. Jordan concluded, the fight will generate conversation and high viewership, but commercially rather than competitively, as modern promoters prioritize audience interest and spectacle over pure sporting necessity.
Intrigue to this at all? No, not really. I don't think so. I mean, Manny Pacquiao's had a fight recently, hasn't he, against Mario Barris, who's just lost his title to Ryan Garcia, deservedly so. And that was a draw in which most people saw Pacquiao at the end of his career, saw what was left of him, and were not too happy that he came back again. Floyd Mayweather has had a variety of different bouts. I mean, I hear that he's going to fight Mike Tyson. I don't understand what that thinking is. Or an exhibition. We've seen him fight and hold up Conor McGregor in an exhibition fight. It's Netflix building entertainment models around sport. Sport is entertainment. It crosses over. Netflix have got a proven model of success that ultimately they invest some money into these sort of things, whether it's Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson or Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. They look at their lifetime value of their average subscriber, not every subscriber, but their average subscriber. And then they multiply it by the amount of subscribers they think they're going to get as new ones.
Pacquiao recently commented on the buzz surrounding Floyd Mayweather's exhibition with Mike Tyson and their upcoming rematch. He acknowledged Tyson's power, noting that any fighter must respect someone like him in the ring. However, regarding Mayweather, Pacquiao sounded confident rather than worried. He stressed that he's preparing for a real fight, not an exhibition, and is focused on making history by handing Mayweather his first professional loss. While respecting Tyson's knockout ability, Pacquiao's focus is firmly on Floyd, believing his experience and dedication give him the edge in their long-awaited rubber match.
It depends. If Mike Tyson will train hard, then... Do
you think it will happen?
Just one punch on.
We thought you were fighting Floyd. What happened with the Floyd fight? We thought you were fighting with Floyd. What happened in the rematch? We thought you were having a rematch with Floyd.
Oh, just
What do you think? Can Pacquiao pull off the upset? Or is Mayweather's defense too strong? Share your predictions in the comments below.